as I said, like I don't know how I can improve my game that much playing in NA. It's really tough because like you are either not getting punished for your decisions, or in team fights you are winning team fights because enemies can't really control the champions as well as Asian teams can. So sometimes it just feels hard to get better.
I am in the presence of Inspired today after his match against Anyone's Legend. Unfortunately, it's a 1-3 loss at MSI 2025 in the very first round. And Inspired, I mean, first of all, I can sense from just being around the team in general that like there's a bit of frustration, but also obviously this is not your last chance, right? You still have the lower bracket and everything. How do you feel you are, or how are you feeling after this match in general? Like, what are your overall thoughts and everything? What has been running through your mind since you got off stage?
I mean, I'm pretty happy with how we played. I feel like it was winnable. I think, I think if we won the game 3, like who knows what would have happened. But I feel like the games were fine. I think we lost some of the team fights that we felt like we should have won, and to this moment I'm not really sure how we lost, so I will have to look back at it and see if it was maybe our misjudgment or someone making mechanical mistakes, but I think they were just used to the game, like they were playing all very aggressively, and whenever you gave them opportunity they were fighting you, and I think that's what you expect from the best teams. I think it doesn't really happen in NA, so I'm pretty happy with how we played. I think it was clearly winnable.
Yeah. What do you feel you guys are going to be learning as well from this match? I can imagine, like, since you've been here, you probably scrim like the Genjis, the T1s, right, and everything. And it's very different being on stage, for example, and like playing these teams like that in front of a crowd in general. Like, what is different in terms of like the practice and the things that you're going to be taking from this series?
I mean, there's nothing really different. I knew that Asian teams are not as good on stage as they are in scrims. Like in scrims, sometimes it's just really hard to breathe against them. But on stage, I think they just win their lanes, but just slightly, and they just like get slight advantages, and then they create them into the bigger advantages. But it's not like it's in scrims. Like in scrims, sometimes they just snowball through you, and it seems like there's nothing you could have done. But in official games, there are often positions in which you are like you can win. I think if you just play better than them. And they also make mistakes sometimes, so even more often on stage rather than in scrims. So I didn't really learn anything new. I think as I thought before the tournament, I think every team is beatable. I think Genji has the best individual players. That's why I think it's the toughest team to beat. But I think every team is beatable as long as you played your best game and they make mistakes. Like you can easily win.
Yeah. That's an interesting topic in general as well, because I mean we saw it in the match Genji against G2 yesterday. You probably watched some of it, right? Yeah. A lot of people have been doom boasting a bit about how like Western teams, they tend to like not do very well in laning. They tend to like get solo killed sometime and go down in farm in general and stuff. Do you think this is fixable even, like, because a lot of people are talking about how like it's a ends difference and everything, but like is there something that you can do like in practice to make sure that this doesn't happen? Because even today, like we saw it, like some games, some people were like dying in lane and it was like kind of messing up the tempo and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean definitely. I think there is nothing you can do about it. Just hope you play well and you don't die, right? I think as against these teams, if you draft lanes that you have to beat the guy in lane in order to be good in the game, I think it's a very bad idea. I think usually you just want to pick useful champs and that don't have to get too much of the lead, but also that are strong in the game so that they can do whatever they want. And if there is anything to fix that, I don't think so. I mean, I don't see how my mid laner or my top laner can improve harder than they do. They play so many games during the season, and then in scrims they dominate every team, and then they go into international and they have 1 week of preparation to play against someone that just won LPL and is probably practicing against Chovy once a week for the past half a year or like even longer probably. So I mean, I don't know what you can do about it. You gotta I think have a good idea on which champ you're gonna play on the day and be really prepared in that matchups, because they are just very good. So yeah.
You have to pull the CLG from back in the day where they just put like their academy in playoffs or whatever, and they send their entire team to Korea to boot camp or whatever.
That is actually a good idea. Like if you like I didn't even know someone did that before, but if you wanna do really well in that international, like this is a good way of doing that. Like if you practice a lot against the best teams, you for sure will learn a lot. obviously it's not like magic that you will go there and you will instantly improve, but you will for sure learn way more than you are learning in NA. Like as I said, like I don't know how I can improve my game that much playing in NA. It's really tough because like you are either not getting punished for your decisions, or in team fights you are winning team fights because enemies can't really control the champions as well as Asian teams can. So sometimes it just feels hard to get better.
Yeah. Just last question as well for today's match. I saw a lot of people were talking about the draft in particular for game 2, 3 and 4 in particular. Obviously, I mean the ones you lost. A lot of people were talking about, like, for example, like picking the TF with like I think I don't remember, it was like Jin, right? As well, like it was a very low damage comp. Some people were criticizing that, for example. Do you feel like people are right to criticize the way you guys drafted today? Do you feel like maybe the approach was not correct, or do you disagree with this sentiment?
I don't really think our drafts were that bad. I think like game 4, maybe we should have just left Zed open and banned Poppy because I mean we already did Lee locked in, but I felt like I will be fine in the game against Poppy, and I don't think it's gonna be a problem for me. And I think game 3 we played Twisted Fate. I think it was fine. I mean, the enemy team decided to take Sion because they saw the Twisted Fate, but I do think Choga was a good answer. Playing Choga, Twisted Fate, Viego feels like you have very good chain CC. I think Jin doesn't really lack that much damage. I think he has a good damage. I think we just misplayed in the skirmishes, so we lost.
Yeah. Do you think there's a particular reason why Western teams seem to win a lot of game 1s and then end up getting beaten? We saw the same thing at first time for like KC as well, like they did the same against HLA, right? Is it like maybe that Western team like use a lot of their strategies like in game 1 and then maybe are not as good as to adapt like in the rest of the best of 5 afterwards, or is it something else in your mind, or just nothing in particular, I guess?
I think it's just coincidence that happens, that we win the game 1 and then you lose. I feel like I think it's random.
Yeah, fair enough. Going into MSI, a lot of people have high expectations for FlyQuest. Obviously, you were the best performing team last year at Worlds, and a lot of people have been talking about the rise in power of the team in general, and obviously Europe has had some rough moments as well in recent times. What do you think is needed for FlyQuest to have a successful MSI this year? Like, what is the goal that you have for yourself?
I mean, we want to win the series. I think beating any team at this tournament is already a big achievement. I mean, G2 is a really strong team. Same for any Asian team that is here. So winning one series already proves that you know what you are doing. And I think we had pretty solid games against AL. And as I said, I think I'm really happy about how we played. I think we just need to play slightly better, and we might actually beat them. So I don't know, just win a series, and then we'll see. I think it will be already very, very positive experience if we win one.
Yeah. I saw some people as well talk about how they feel like in the West we have a bit of a defeatist mentality in a way, because we celebrate like one win victories or like one game victories. I mean, in a best of 5 instead of like the entire series and stuff, and we don't shoot higher and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is a thing, and do you think this is maybe also one of the reasons we can't do this well, and we should like maybe try to get rid of that?
I don't think that's the reason why we don't do that well, and I do think there is slight of it. I mean, I don't really like listen to people because people are saying that we did really good against Genji, while I don't really feel like. I feel like they just gave away us 2 games, while I think we did really well today. I do think we played really well in game 1 in the sense that we found good angles when we should have fought, and they were just not ready for them. And then I think game 3, I think game 3 we're in a really good position. I think we could have just played slightly better and we would have won the game. And against Genji, both games that we won, I felt like enemies just made a lot of mistakes rather than we made good plays. While today it felt like we put up a decent fight, and then that's why I'm happy about it today. But I don't know, I think people like celebrate when you win games because it just happens very rarely. So
yeah. At the start of the year, you told me about how Fearless Draft for you was a system that favored the worst teams going into best of 5s. How do you feel about Fearless Draft today after having like had much more experience with it as well, and also like going through an entire tournament that is best of 5 Fearless Draft, right?
I mean, overall, I said that because I think the draft is a bit more random, so it's more likely you make a mistake in the draft when you are playing fearless. So in that sense, it favors the weaker team. But obviously, better players have bigger champion pools and they can perform on many champions well. So as long as they don't make these errors in the draft, like they don't get surprised because like you ban 2 champions, 2 are already out because of the fearless mode, and then they don't really know what to pick and they pick something that is not correct or like not working that good against what enemies picked. So overall, I think it's like if you don't make mistake, I think it's really good for a stronger team. But it's better for a weaker team because they might make mistake. So. Yeah.
Also, last year at Worlds in October, you told me about how your goal for the long term was to become the GOAT of NA. Since then, you've won one more title. You've gotten a MVP title as well. Although you've not made it past quarterfinals at Worlds, and now, I mean, in MSI, you are finding yourself in the lower brackets. What do you think it will take for you to reach that goal in the future? How far do you feel that you are from reaching your own expectations for yourself?
I'm already reaching them, honestly. I think I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, and eventually I will get a bit more luck, and I will get there. But I was pretty happy with how I played today. I felt like in every single game I was in control of what was going on in my game, and I was putting myself in good positions and playing very aggressively and making a difference for my team. So I was really happy with how I played today. I think usually I didn't play this aggressively on the international events, but today I just felt like I didn't really care if we win or lose, and I just kept doing what I'm thinking is gonna be the best decision. And I think I just learned a lot, or like I got a lot back from the 1 week of Scrims we already had against Asian teams, because when I was in NA I just felt like I don't understand the game because everyone was doing random things, and I felt pretty bad. Like even going to final, I had no idea what we should be doing to win the game. So I was like, do whatever you want, guys. Maybe we'll win, maybe we'll not win. But right now, it's at least today, I feel like I was in control of all 4 games from the beginning to the end of the game, and enemy team was just better, so we lost.
Yeah. Last question for you. The obvious one, obviously, you're going to be facing G2 in the low bracket now. What are you thinking about this matchup? Do you feel like the play style they have as well is favorable for you guys, or is it just kind of even field, I guess?
I think they're a good team. I mean, I respect Caps a lot. He's the GOAT. Every time you play against him, he is there in the game, and it's not easy to kill him. Every time you kill him, he makes sure that you have to use a lot of resources, and if you don't try to punish him in the game, he will keep pressuring the game. So it's always tough to play against him. And about the rest of the players, I didn't really play against Labrov or Skewmont for a very long time, so I'm not really sure how they're gonna play on stage. Like I don't know if they're gonna be as fast with the tempo or as aggressive in the jungle and like trying to force team fights and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure about these two. But as I said, the G2 is always scary because of Caps.
Yeah. All right, we have to end there. But do you have anything you want to add? I guess a message to the fan or something like this.
We will keep trying to win. I think it was a good beginning, and hopefully we will focus a bit more on the future games. Maybe adjust the drafts a little bit and pick what we are more confident with and more comfortable with, and maybe that's gonna be enough to win some games. So cheer for us, guys.
Perfect. Well, Inspired, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. I wish you the best of luck in the lower bracket, obviously. You have a few days of break, I think, to rest. 1 day only? Okay, well, not too much then, but still. Hopefully you end up taking it, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Have a good rest, and talk to you in a few days then maybe.
Yeah, thank you.